Hey guys, back with another video podcast. I wanted to talk about the miracle in your storm. And it's really interesting because you guys know the story of Moses, right? When Moses crossed the Red Sea. But it's interesting, there's a big misunderstanding on that because people think that, especially when you watch movies or videos on TikTok, stuff like that about what really happened, you can understand that, people think that you just, the water split and you're simply walking through level ground, right? I mean, it's dry ground, but it's just level. That's it. But really, that's not the case. There's a lot of miracles that took place while the Red Sea was split. So let's talk about it. And stick around to the end of this video because you'll understand your situation and what God is doing in your storm and things like that. So I have a little bit of allergies, so that's why. But so when Moses began splitting the Red Sea and then walking through it, what really happened was they did not walk through this level ground, okay? But really what happened was they started sinking deeper and deeper, walking down this canyon. They were going down this slope, so it's like a big dip, going all the way down in darkness. It was nighttime when Moses crossed the Red Sea. And what happened was the walls of water that they see on either side started to get taller and taller and taller and darker and darker and darker. So really, it's interesting because this is a perfect picture of what God could be doing in your life when you're entering a new season, okay? Every single time, and you can see in Scripture, even in your personal life, you can even see that when God begins to bring you into a new season, essentially taking you out of your comfort zone, from the past to the next season, you can see that God takes you out of your comfort zone and things start to not make sense anymore. Things start to get worse. Things start to be chaotic. And that's when your faith begins to be challenged. And this is part of it. So what happened in the life of Moses was it's not just the Israelites crossing over from one place to the other, but there was so much that happened. Just think about how scary it is to walk through the Red Sea, the walls of water. And it's scary because you might think, what if these walls just collapse on me? It's nighttime, it's dark. You can see the whales and the fish, stuff like that. In fact, it's so tall that it was nighttime. If you look up, you can't even see the very top of the water, the surface, because it's so dark. And there comes a point when you trust the Lord, right? Especially Moses and the Israelites. I don't think they mentioned this in the Bible, but they were afraid. I mean, just think about it. Not just the Egyptians chasing them, but just afraid of, man, like this never happened before. And just the walls of water and it was loud too because the wind and the water and everything. And think about this. The Red Sea was 2,500 feet deep. Okay, so what happens is they started walking down this canyon, going deeper and deeper, 2,500 feet below. Like they're going down because that's how it is when you cross the ocean, right? Like the water is deep because the ground starts going deeper. Okay, like for example, if you go to an ocean or a lake or anything, it looks level, right? Everything looks normal, the same level as the floor, right? The ground. It's deep because you're going down. Okay, have you guys been to the beach before? You start going into the beach, and then the ground starts getting deeper and deeper and deeper, right? That's why the ocean is deep. That's why the Red Sea was very deep, and that's why the walls of water were really tall because of how deep they went. So it was dark, super dark, and this is the point where God, you can use this into your own experience and your own situation that you're going through. Okay, the seasons that God is taking you, it's painful, it's dark, it makes no sense. Even the storms that you guys might be going through, there's a lot of miracles happening. You guys can ask the Lord for guidance to show you, hey, to be alert. What kind of miracles are happening now? Because God could be taking you into a new season and you might not even know it. And so it's really interesting because it was just dark, so it's just showing how scary it really was. And I was talking to him, I was having coffee with my friend this morning, and we were talking about this, and he said man, it would be so scary for me to be the last Israelite to cross the Red Sea. Just having 2 million of the Israelites crossing, and I'm right behind them, especially with the Egyptians behind. And to be the last one, imagine if the walls, like the water, just come down. But it's trust in the Lord. So whenever you guys are going through a difficult season, just understand it's scary. It's scary going through dark seasons. Stuff like that. Maybe you lost a job. Maybe you broke up with your boyfriend or girlfriend, or maybe there's tension in the relationship, or whatever it is, financial issues or something, whatever it is. This can happen before the blessing. Okay, there's a lot of miracles happening before and during the storm. So just understand that whenever you guys are going through storms, it's happening. You know what I mean? And you can see this, and God allowed this to happen because this is what happens before God takes you to a new season. He takes you out of your comfort zone, to shape you, to grow you and stuff like that. So just because God is delivering you out of the old season into the new doesn't mean it's going to be just fun, good times. But really, when God delivers you from the old and bringing you into the new season, maybe you're getting deliverance. Maybe you are maturing as a person, maturing spiritually, maturing mentally, and you're growing in your faith and your walk with Christ. There's a lot of storms happening, and it's painful. It takes you out of your comfort zone, and you might even wonder if God is even with you because it's dark seasons and stuff like that. But you can see that God is growing and shaping you. Moses felt terrified before he split the Red Sea. People might think that God blessed Moses with a lot of faith, and Moses did have a lot of faith. He was strong in his faith. But the thing is, when Moses split the Red Sea, he did not necessarily feel God at that moment. Okay, he was terrified. The Egyptians were chasing him, but he had faith to believe that God was with him anyways, and he remembered the experience he had with God. He had with God, and same thing in the Red Sea, right? It's scary. During deliverance, in the middle of deliverance, God is taking you somewhere, but it's scary in the process. And just because God is getting ready to deliver you and help you and stuff like that and bring you into a new season doesn't mean like God's rescuing you and now it's good. No, but the thing is, during the process, it's scary because God is taking you to a new season, and He wants you to trust Him during the process. So I hope this video finds you well. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. I just hope that in the season that you are in, you can be sure that no matter what, even if God is delivering you, it takes a lot of faith to believe that God is taking you to a new season. And this is part of the whole thing. It's spiritual warfare. Stay in prayer. Be alert. Be around people who can help you, So I hope this video finds you well, and thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.